Hi, hello. Welcome on today's webinar. Let's wait a minute or two for more people to join. In the meantime, if you want, you can say hi on chat. Let us know where are you from, and we will start in a second. All right. I think we can slowly start. I hope all the attendees could join. So yeah, welcome again for on today's webinar. Today's topic is performance monitoring in the D365 Finance and Operations, and why your Dynamics 365 is slow and what to do with it. And today with me is Arkadiusz. Arkadiusz is our system architect for Dynamics 365 and old AX as well. Yeah, Arkadiusz is very experienced developer and an architect. So Ark will help me to present some use cases from real life regarding the performance monitoring. Hi, Arek, how are you?
Hi, thank you. I'm excited what we will see today.
Yeah, me too. We have really nice things to show you today. All right, so let's slowly start with the agenda. So I will talk today about why we should monitor the performance, what are the business impacts of the performance issues, especially when we don't have any options to measure our performance. What is performance monitoring? Why standard tools are not enough, and what are the differences to performance monitoring from Xplus? Also, I will try to highlight the differences between performance monitoring and performance testing, because we can see on market that sometimes customers or even partners, they don't know which option is better to identify performance bottlenecks and issues. Yeah, key role of performance monitoring in testing. I will show you a few examples, very short demo, then Arek will show you also use cases from real life. And at the end, I will sum up everything with benefits and values for customers with our product. And at the end, we'll have Q&A, so we encourage you to post questions on chat so we can answer them. All right, so why performance monitoring in Dynamics 365 really matters? So, of course, when system is getting slower, it creates frustration. So, first point, which is the most obvious and I think the most problematic for the end users of Dynamics, is that the poor system performance simply decreases our efficiency of our users, of our processes. Whenever user is required to wait after some actions in Dynamics, of course, it impacts his motivation, his frustration as well to continue the processes, to continue the work. So of course, every delay on the process, on some activities in the system slow other activities. So it goes like a domino, right? Yeah, next point. So without data, customers cannot proactively report performance issues. Yeah, so in any performance issue, if you need to have some help from Microsoft or from your partner, first of all, you need to identify the issue, identify the root cause of it. Without proper tools, proper metrics, it's really hard to present the evidence of some performance issues, some slowness in the system. So with our application, it's easier to report any performance problems to especially to Microsoft. Yeah, performance issues often surface only when business operations are affected. This is really important because we need to measure multiple layers of dynamics and of the performance of dynamics, because usually the performance issues are not the standalone thing. Usually this is the correlation between multiple things going on at the same time. Very often something can work normally fast, but there are some time periods, time frames when the same thing is taking X times more time. Sometimes even the difference is significant from minutes to up to hours. And then to find out what happened, you need to see metrics of all your layers, like iOS, batch, and SQL Server as well, to find out what was happening in the whole system, to identify what was the root cause, because usually the performance issues are correlated with all the layers. Yeah, so system is getting slower because there are bug jobs running in the background, or maybe there are very high postings done in the background. So yeah, to really find out root causes of performance issues, we should monitor our environment constantly on all the required layers. Yeah, difficult to demonstrate value of optimization. So of course, performance monitoring is to detect and identify issues, but of course the same metrics, they can be used also to measure the value of proposed solutions. Yeah, so if we find the root cause of the performance issue and we want to fix it, we make some changes. We need again metrics to find out if our fix was really, if it really worked, or maybe our fix made things worse and something is getting even slower. So this is really important to have option to also see the same metrics before and after any solutions or optimizations. Yeah, and at the end, no clear way to identify, solve, and verify performance issues. So this is like general point that all those three things, to identify, solve, and verify, it gets easier if you have the right tool to measure your performance. Okay. Yeah, and to also give you some cash, or maybe cash flow mm, mm, problems that you may have, or costs that might be caused by the performance of Dynamics. So yeah, I got few statistics from yeah, from the web. So to give few examples, even minor downtime events can cost between $10,000 and $50,000. This is I would say very minimum and very common costs that can happen if you have any downtime, even for hour, 2 hours of your system. But if we talk about, for instance, big enterprises, the costs, they can be few times more, like $300,000 per hour of system downtime. Yeah, so the cost of performance issues and the downtimes can be really significant. If we can imagine a situation where our system will go down for a few hours, the costs, they can be really astronomical, we could say. Yeah, and of course, poor performance directly reduces productivity and delays business process operations. Yeah, so this is what I already mentioned, that it goes like a cascade. One performance issue may cause another performance issue, which will cause another performance issues, and every time it slows down our business operations and also affects motivation and frustration of the users. All right, let's go next. So what is the performance monitoring? Performance monitoring is our solution for Dynamics 365. We can say performance monitoring from our side is like observability feature for your performance metrics. And our solution provides metrics for all three layers of Dynamics, like SQL, AOS, and batch servers. The most important thing is that everything is one place. You can correlate data from all three layers. So if your AOS is slowing down, you can see if this wasn't caused by other layers, and so on. So this is really unique, and this differentiates the performance monitoring from, for instance, standard tools like LCS. Yeah, foundation for proactive performance management. So one of the things that you can also do with the performance monitoring is the proactive identification of the issues, because in our application you can set alerts that will inform you if some thresholds that you set on the metrics was broken or not. So you can put threshold on CPU usage and get informed if CPU reached that level. Yeah. Detects inefficiencies, regressions, optimization opportunities. So of course, if we make changes to the system, we make one version updates. It's good to have a constantly monitoring application or observing application that gathers and archives our metrics, so we can always make the comparison between how system worked between any changes, before the change and after change, or maybe before one version update and after one version update. So with the tools like ours, you can detect those things, and of course you can find out opportunities to make system faster. Very often, simple fix can significantly improve the end user experience in Dynamics. Yeah, source of measurable data. We have experience with presenting this data to customers, to partners, but also to Microsoft. So we gather really detailed metrics of our performance, and those metrics they can be used to support any decisions, any changes, also in contact with partners or Microsoft. So of course, application is web-based. So to start using it, we use the deployable package to Dynamics, but then the results are presented in Azure Monitor. So on the Azure side, you can have all the metrics of your performance. And let's go to some key features, like individual features of the application, direct impact on performance. Our application doesn't create that much performance overhead on the system, like for instance the standard tools like we have in market, like for instance Insights, which are really it can be really heavy for Dynamics to measure performance. With our application, we use completely different method to capture performance metrics, because we just do snapshots of all three layers of Dynamics, and it is created like every minute, so it doesn't shoot any requests, any tasks to your Dynamics all the time, like it can be with other applications. In our case, it just takes the snapshot every 1 minute, and then it doesn't create any workload. So from the performance perspective, our application is really, really light for dynamics. It doesn't have impact on the performance itself. Yeah. Personalization. Yeah, you have many options to customize the dashboards, the indicators, the queries. You can also make changes to the scripts that measures the performance. So application is ready to be customized to add your own metrics or own charts and personalizations. Advanced diagnostic and monitoring. So we have detailed information on all three main layers. Also on the things like long queries, blocked queries in Dynamics, number of sessions, in and out transactions to SQL database. So we go really to the details of all three layers of Dynamics. Proactive performance management. So this is what I mentioned. With our application, you are able to create own alerts that work based on the threshold. So if the threshold is reached, you get informed. And this also correlates very nicely with this option to customize application to create your own metrics, your own scripts. Because it allows you to measure even the business things. We had the experience to create scripts, for instance, to measure transactions per hour or maybe sales transactions per hour, things like that. So you can create your own scripts for that, your own metrics for that, and also on top of it, you can set alerts that will inform you if some crucial thresholds are met. Cost reduction and resource optimization. So of course, with application like that, you can find out the opportunities to optimize your performance, and this also lead us to some resource optimizations and cost reductions, even with Dynamics. Improve security and compliance. With first of all, with the constantly like 24/7 monitoring, you can catch all the strange situations with your performance, some spikes that happen once a day, maybe on specific hours. But the monitoring is in real time, so you can catch things on the fly. But also the application of ours contains the history. Yeah, we gather the metrics from the history, so we can also compare old results of your performance. You can compare how your system worked today and in last Friday or maybe a month ago. So with that, you can find those irregular things, maybe some specific situations that are really hard to catch without this kind of observability all the time, 24/7. All right, so those are the key features, like low impact on the performance, personalizations and custom scripts, diagnostics, alerts, cost reductions, and the whole observability that allows you to measure your performance in real time. Okay, why standard tools, standard applications are not enough? I will not go through everything here. There are some bigger and some smaller differences between all the applications that I selected. So here I will compare performance monitoring to standard LCS and also application insights. So for me, the biggest point here is the correlation across system layers. Of course, LCS, application insights, they can also measure all the layers of the system, but usually, especially with LCS, it's hard to correlate data between different things. Very often you need to use different charts, different metrics, export this data, use different tools to combine charts together to find out those correlations. In our application, everything can be displayed on the same metrics, on the same charts. So it's way easier to find out some correlations and the situations when one layer is causing problems of other layers, and yeah, find out those special situations that can happen. Yeah, real-time monitoring. This is also important, especially with LCS. With LCS, we have option to see last hour of our metrics. So you don't have this real-time measurement, so you cannot check like few seconds after problem appeared what happened, because you need to wait for it. That's one thing, but also you cannot see the data from older periods, for instance, in LCS. With App Insights, the problem is different, because in App Insights we can do those kind of things, but again, the App Insights create heavy workload on Dynamics itself. So Insights by itself can impact our performance, which won't happen with our application. Yeah, so yeah, those are, I think, the most crucial differences. So the correlation across the metrics, custom business metrics, real-time monitoring, and the archive of our metrics. Yeah, we can keep data even up to 1 year, so you have the history on what was happening day by day with your performance. All right, and here a few words about performance monitoring and performance testing. I really wanted to add this slide because sometimes customers, yeah, they contact us because they say we have performance issues. We would like to do some performance testing to find out what is causing those issues. But this is usually very hard to create test cases to reproduce performance issues that are already happening. Of course, sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's really hard to do something like this. So in those situations, we usually propose to use monitoring instead of testing, because testing should be used more to check if the proposed workload will create the problems. But if the problems already appears on the production environment, and we know that we have issues, we know that the system is slow, testing will not help us. Testing is to find out those issues, but if they are already there, the monitoring is much better option to monitor day by day performance and find out the really root causes of those issues. But performance testing, of course, is good tool, good option to test out, for instance, the higher amount of the workload in the system. So, for instance, before go live, we can check if the proposed machine and the environment from Microsoft really will stand to the workload that we are planning to have. Also, sometimes we have some more heavy periods in a year, like Black Fridays or other events like that, which may create performance issues, performance problems, because we know that system will be heavily used in that moment. Those are the situations where performance testing is a good tool to verify if issues they may happen. But if we have already issues, I think we should start with monitoring to first find out the cause, then optimize it, make the solution, and then verify if the problem happens again. But of course, performance testing can be done in any time, but sometimes it's way harder to find issues with testing than with monitoring. Okay, but anyway, when we do performance testing, when we execute performance or load testing to Dynamics environment. For that, we can use other Xplus application, testing by Xplus, previously executive automats, which can also create performance workload to Dynamics. Basically, you can simulate hundreds of scripts, hundreds of sessions running at the same time to check, to see how your Dynamics will react on that. And here, performance monitoring has a key role because if we combine both the testing application and the performance monitoring, we can set up the workload, run it, and use monitoring to find out how our environment, how our Dynamics is reacting on this kind of test that is running. So without tools, again, it's way harder to do performance testing because we can create the scripts, we can create the workload to Dynamics, but without monitoring, we won't be able to tell if something works okay or wrong. Oh, sorry, I have some problem. Can you hear me, Arek?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, my screen disappeared. All right, let's go back to the previous case. Give me a second. Oh, sorry, I have some technical issue. Give me a second. Sorry, I need to change a thing because for some reason my keyboard is not working, so I cannot switch the slides. All right, but I will try to do it like this. Yeah, we were on this slide. Yeah, so here what I wanted to finish is that the combined approach is something that we recommend for customers to use whenever you would like to check or verify your performance with some testing. And all right, the next thing is the live demo. Let me just see if I will be able to share the right screen. Give me a second. Okay, this way. All right, I should be able to do that. All right. So first thing that I would like to show you is the quite typical situation that you may have in Dynamics after some updates, after some changes to to the system. So I will try to break my system, break my my one of the forms. So yeah, let me use the option to first. Sorry, I will just turn it off. Sorry for that. Yeah, so first I will make it work. So I will use form of all customers. So I will go to all customers in Dynamics at the first thing. Yeah, and this is the normal situation that you may have in your system. You open the module, and it opens quickly. But something may change, some update may come to Dynamics, and you or your users will find out that the performance is slower, and yeah, the form is not working as it used to be. All right, so now I will run some breaking option, and now let's try to open the form. And now it will take a bit longer to open this module. But what I want to show you is how we will see this in the performance monitoring. So in the performance monitoring, we have charts of different things. Like mentioned, we can measure CPU, memory, sessions, block queries, transactions, and so on. Top executed queries as well. But one of the things that we can use here is long queries. So right now my query is taking a lot of time to open simple module. So let's see if we will see this in performance monitoring. Yeah, so here I have the long queries, and let's take a look here. Yeah, I can see myself. I can see this is the query. We can check this query as well in the active query option inside Dynamics. This is also part of performance monitoring. Yeah, let's see. Okay, my all customers opened. Let's trigger it again. Here I should be able to see my running query. Yes, let me just refresh. Yeah, and here we have the query here in active queries. I can see what is the query ID that is waiting right now, and of course in performance monitor I can see the same thing. Here is the first request, first query that I invoked, and here I can see also other the next one. So here for what is the most important, I can see that what is the duration. So normally this table didn't show this query because it was taking seconds to open, but if the query was taking much longer, I can see this on the long queries table. So right now I'm able to find out this query, find what caused the slowness. If I would need, I can correlate it with other metrics like CPU, memory, maybe batch server to see if this was caused maybe by running bad jobs, maybe by running reports in the same time, but it could be caused also by the update. There is something we call the query plan, which may change by itself with the updates, and it may impact as well what is the queue and how the queries are executed on the server. Yeah, so this might be the cause. Sometimes the query context may change with the updates. Some things may be added to the table, like new columns, new things with the updates, and this kind of things may cause your queries to run much longer. And the other thing that I wanted to show you is a situation where something gets blocked in the system. Some query gets blocked, but also makes the blockades on other users. So again, I will try to invoke this kind of situation. Yeah, this one. So I will execute my blocked query. Yeah, I can see it is processing. So let's first check the active queries. And here I will see my session. My session ID is 388. Let's see if I blocked other people. Yeah, so with performance monitoring, you have like real-time option to see blocked queries, and also you can see how my main query, yeah, this one, is blocking other users. Yeah, I can see some other people, some other users working at this right now in the system, and I can see that they have some problems right now with their operations because my query is blocking them. And yeah, the same thing can be also displayed on the Azure side. There is dedicated chart for it, which is the blocked queries. We can refresh the page. Maybe I'll make it a bit larger. Yeah, so I can see that yeah, there are 11 blocked queries. Yeah, we are taking snapshots every minute. So let's wait a minute or two to see how much it will raise. It says 0 for now. Still okay, still 11. Here I can see that probably we have a bit more right now. Yeah, now I can see much more queries and requests that got blocked. Sorry, here, and let's refresh again. All right, now the chart changed. Yeah, I can see that we have the 36 blocked queries. So let me now kill my session that creates the block. I will terminate that session. So we should also see this on the logs that the query got unblocked. We have 36. We should go down to 0. Yeah, and as you can see, there is a historic data from other periods. Today I was testing some things. I can see my other blocked queries. I can see we had some blocked queries earlier today. It wasn't me, so this was some kind of block not invoked by me. So as you can see on the charts, you have the history of what was happening in the past. Yeah, and now we can see that blocked queries went down. Yeah, this is how you will see this in Performance Monitor, and how Performance Monitor can help you identify the queries. Of course, there are more options. You can go to KQL mode to create your own queries to find out more information. If you would need to find out the name of the query that created this blockade, this can be done as well. And the root causes of the blockades might be really different. It again might be some change in the query plan or some heavy operations that couldn't start and blocked some other people. And all right, that's from my side. A little demo of some things that you can check, you can verify with Performance Monitor. Now I will give stage to Arek, and Arek will show you some more advanced, more complex use cases from real projects, real situations that we face with our customers. Okay, Arek, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I prepared some cases that occur on our clients' environments and was analyzed and resolved by our team. So the first example is the switch configuration of the SQL, which was done for our client in a very short period. And the green corners are the basic default configuration. This is the business critical tier of the SQL Server. Then Microsoft switched the configuration to hyperscale for a couple of days, and then there was one day in the general purpose tier, which is the weakest of the available. And at the end, we will back to our default business critical tier. And as you see, the same query with the same load each day was executed with different times. Yeah, that was the fastest execution when we were in the business critical tier, some slower with the hyperscale, and the time was worse in the general purpose, which And such situation can happen on your environments. Normally, we didn't know about switches of the configuration done by Microsoft. Using our tool, we can monitor this, and if we observe some slowness on our environment, we can know what is the cause of that, and we can raise a ticket to the Microsoft to bring back the previous configuration, something like that. Okay, please, next screen.
Yeah, I would add that yeah, it can happen without our knowledge. Yeah, so sometimes we have the slowness in the system, and we don't even know that it was because some configuration of the server was changed automatically without our notice, and yeah, it can significantly change the
Yeah,
time.
we observing here only one query, but we can assume that
Yeah,
the worst time was for all of our statements, so the whole environment can work slower these days, and everything can bring back after a couple of days.
all right. So we've got the
Yeah.
next one.
Next, we have the comparison of the uh, performance of the environment when we are in the hyperscale, which is the best, let's say, SQL tier. And we have ability to switch between configurations. So the default configuration is 40 CPU available. We will switch to 80, and we will switch later to 188, and measure what our load, which was the same in all cases, will stress the SQL server. And we can observe that after each switch of the configuration, our load on the SQL is lower. Yeah, so sometimes our clients goes to that level that there is only way to increase the configuration by Microsoft, because they are close to their limit of the configuration. Yeah, and we have some options. We can raise a ticket. We can suggest Microsoft to do this, because we know we test that on our environment. We know that we can decrease the performance load to the SQL, and it helps to our environment. And as you see, the configuration of the available memory, IOPS available, is growing with the changes of the configuration. Okay, please, next slide.
Yeah, I would add that. Yeah, this is what we mentioned. Yeah, if we make changes, if we want to test something, we need the measurable data, which we can present to, for instance, to Microsoft on the ticket. Yeah, performance monitoring gives you this option.
Okay, next case is about one statement that was very different execution times. In most cases, it was milliseconds, but sometimes the same query was executed by 1.5 hours. And this is because SQL decide how to execute the query. There can be couples of the plans available for the SQL, and sometimes SQL choose the wrong plan. So our tool help to measure that situations that one query sometimes execute very fast, sometimes the execution is slower. And the resolution for that case can be force the execution of in this example, green plan, and then there will be no situation that SQL decide itself about the execution of the query. In most cases, SQL choose the right execution plan, but sometimes needs helps. Okay, please, next slide. Okay, and this case, because we get our data from the query store, so it's easy to figure out the top queries, let's say, which use the most reads or use the most CPU, and that was an example of the one query which executes each hour, and nothing happened. But on the evening, when there was very heavy execution of the same query, some of the metric log total logical reads was growing dramatically. There was in 1 hour only this one query reads 500 terabytes from the memory or from the files. So it was very big problems, hard to figure out. And as you see on the bottom, with each day, this problem was bigger and bigger because it was connected with the amount of data which we have in our tables. And each day there was more reads and more execution time. Okay,
Yeah,
please go next.
this might be the good example of the case that would be really hard to catch with the performance testing only. Only when we measure day by day and we can see those kind of correlations that after 8 p.m. something changes and something breaks, that one query that takes almost no seconds runs for a very long time. Yeah, it would be really hard to catch with testing, but it's easy to catch it with constantly working monitoring of the performance.
Yeah, and last case I prepare was the situation that batch jobs were executed. The batch jobs were stop of the execution. So if we go to the LCS and check when our batch jobs are working, it was only in the times that are in the red corner in the middle of the screen. So as you see, there was a very big break in the execution. There was some spike, there was break, and the same. So, and it was caused by the batch throttling mechanism, which measure the CPU of the which measure SQL utilization, and if there are higher than 65%, which is on the bottom table, yeah. So this is the limit, and new batches are stopped if we have CPU load higher than 65%. And after switching that, after increase this value, we will see that batch jobs are executed constantly. Yeah, this is the right, very big red square in our middle plane. So we will resolve that problem for our client because all batch jobs were stopped, not only this one which caused this CPU utilization, but every batch jobs were stopped after switch of that parameter. Batch jobs are executed normally, and there is no, let's say, 100 CPU utilization. Everything was normal. Batch jobs works fine after that switch.
Yeah, so one batch job was blocking every other batch job because of the threshold on the usage. But when the threshold was increased, even when multiple batch jobs are running at the same time, it's not causing the problems. So yeah, the problems with performance in the solutions might be really, really different and interesting. All right, thank you, Arek, for showing us those use cases. Those were use cases from real life where we helped our customers with the performance. All right, so to sum up, just few points on the how customers, how you can benefit if you decide to use performance monitoring. So gain full visibility into system performance and real user experience. So as we presented you on with the use cases with the charts, you have visibility into many things in relation to performance, to block queries, to long queries, and it's all in real time and with the history of the past, so you can always get back to analyze of your performance. Yeah, identify and resolve performance issues, reduce business disturbance, and avoid any downtimes, because many downtimes of the systems they can be predicted by the issues that are happening in prior. So the chance to have a downtime with the monitoring is decreased. Yeah, improve productivity. So of course, if we make the optimizations based on the root cause analysis of our issues, we can get back our productivity on normal level, and yeah, and have the users which are not getting frustrated of the slowness in the system. Yeah, detect performance issues early after any updates, changes. Here, the best option is to use those alerts, which I mentioned. So in the case that your batch jobs are not starting, you can get alerted about this kind of things. Yeah, and the last point is, of course, to make the decisions about the performance solutions, maybe to raise some issues to Microsoft, some tickets to Microsoft. You need to have a data, you need to have some measurements, and constantly working performance monitoring of your environment allows you to present data from any day from the past, and data from real time. If something happened, you can almost immediately check this in Performance Monitor. As I showed you, if I blocked some query, I could in a second find out which query it is, and how many other queries were blocked. So this kind of data can be measured, can be presented and used in contact with Microsoft, for instance. All right. Right now, that's it for our part. Right now, we encourage you to ask some questions on the chat. I will be able to display them, and yeah, me and Arek will try to answer those queries. So let me see the chat here. If we if we have anything so far. No questions yet. Yes, you can get access to this recording. Once the webinar ends, the recording will be saved, and it will be shared with you. Yeah, Arek, can you help with the question of
Yeah, of course. This monitoring can be used on our sandboxes and on the production. We can monitor all of these environments. This is especially for the production where we have the biggest amount of the problems. And when we compare configuration between sandbox and the production, there can be, as I said, different SQL tiers. In general, we have general purpose for the sandboxes, and we have business critical as a default configuration for the production.
Yes, LCS will be changed. So we will see how what options we will have in the future. But yes, our performance monitoring bridge the gap that will be after LCS. Where are you getting the metrics from? From LCS, App Insights, or others? Yeah, I think Arek, you can help with this question as well. We have our own SQL scripts that we use to create the metrics, and the data is presented in Azure Monitor. Yeah, maybe Arek, you will add some more details to it.
Yeah, we get our metrics directly from the system. There is a new module installed in the D365. There are the SQL scripts. So our products works like give access client to the SQL itself. We can write any SQL statement and gets our data. These data are sent to the log analytics and then present on a dashboards. And we have two options. We can use the separate log analytics for our data, or we can use the standard app insights. So we can then mix standard and our custom data in the one place and show them on the one dashboard.
How do we set up this performance monitoring for our environments? The question from Tobias. So the performance monitoring is installed with deployable package and it requires a setup.
Yeah, but the question was about the setup. So we have two options. As I said, we can send our data to the log analytics or for the application insights.
Yeah, and inside Dynamics, once the application is installed, you have option to create your own custom scripts to SQL to manage other things that we have out of the box.
Yeah, to extend the standard application insights, we need to deploy some new code to the production. But in our products, there is ability to just create new SQL script and new data will go to the log analytics or to the application insights. There is no need to deploy anything additional to measure something new. And we can even measure, let's say, the business processes, like how many journals was posted in each minute. And so we can use our tool as a reporting tool for the business processes. Yeah, and some processes are stopped. We can get alerts about that. So let's say we have some integration that should be done. And we can get information if this business process is stopping or slows down. Then we can check if we have some blockages situation or maybe configuration was changed or something like that.
Yeah, and of course, it's very useful. This custom metrics for business elements in the system is really good also for performance testing. If you want to reproduce situation where you create X transactions per minute, maybe X sales orders confirmed and posted in an hour, you can create scripts that will measure that, and then you can present it on the charts, like we showed you today. Right. Do we have anything else? Are there more questions from chat? We still have like 1 minute, so if we have something more, feel free to add it. Okay, I don't see more questions, so yeah, thank you very much for attending today's webinar. Of course, if you will have more questions, you would like to know more as well about our solution, this or others, feel free to visit our website, use the contact form to contact us. You can contact me personally as well on email or on LinkedIn. Yeah, and thank you for today. Thanks, Arek, for your insights. Yeah, and thanks everyone, and have a good one.